this beautiful queen, I want you to share your story
Oh my goodness,
with the
Enoch.
world.
Now, when you said that question, I wasn't expecting that.
Well, listen, here you don't expect
Oh,
nothing. Everything comes from the heart.
I wasn't expecting that part. But I mean, my story, well, it's been going a long time. I've been through a lot through my whole life as a child and growing up, some things that were not favorable that happened to me as a young girl and growing up with different challenges and then becoming a young woman. Um, I was not a newlywed, but not that early on, married, and then got sick. Started dealing with all these um, different symptoms. My hair was falling out. I would wake up and not be able to walk to the bathroom sometimes, and my hands would swell up really big and stuff. And it was just a lot. My body was just all over the place, just out of control. And I didn't really understand what was going on and know what to do. So I just said, I'm going to make me an appointment. I'm going to the doctor. I'm going to write everything down because I'm going to forget if I don't. And I lost 70 pounds. I wasn't trying to lose weight. Now, I wasn't mad at the weight loss, though. I was feeling myself a little bit. I was feeling myself with the weight loss, but I knew it wasn't right. I knew it wasn't natural for me to lose that much weight and not be trying. So I was like, I got to see what's going on. I kept getting UTIs and kidney infections back to back. They would give me like antibiotics and then like it would calm the symptoms down, and then the next month they would come right back. I would have another infection. So I wrote all this stuff down. I went to the doctor. I said, look, this is what's going on. I don't know what is going on, but I got this, this, and this. And he said, okay, I'm going to check you for lupus, gout, and thyroid. And I said, okay. I said, oh, Lord, lupus. That word scared me because I knew people that had it and had already passed away. So initially I was like, oh God, not lupus. And then I was like, well, I just want to know what it is because I have an aunt who struggled, was sick for a lot of years, about 7 years. The doctors could never tell her what it was, what she was dealing with, so they didn't know how to treat it because they didn't have a name for it. So I prayed and I was just like, God, just give it a name so I know what we need to treat, what we're dealing with, what I'm facing. Give it a name. Because I seen how hard it was for her to be dealing and battling with something that you don't even know what it is. And I think a lot of times, unfortunately, doctors will assume that women are making things up a lot of times. They think we just want attention. Like we can't get attention other ways. But I felt like some of that, what my aunt was dealing with that was that too, because there were certain instances where I ran into kind of that situation over the years, but she just never knew. And I didn't want to be one of those people that didn't know what I was dealing with. So I said, God, just give it a name. So he did the test and he said it'd be about 2 weeks before, we would get the results. So it was a hard 2 weeks. It was a struggle, those 2 weeks. I was stressed. My ex-husband was stressed because we didn't know what we was dealing with. And it was just hard. So I just started praying and I was fasting and I just kept listening to worship music and praise music and just saying, okay, God, just show me what it is. Whatever it is, give me the strength. Give me the, the knowledge and just to deal with it, whatever. So we went in 2 weeks later when the results came and we pulled in the parking lot and I had my William Murphy playing the whole time, just getting my spirit in a place where I could receive whatever I was about to hear. So we went in and I just, when the doctor came in, he said, okay, Miss Orr, so we've determined it's lupus. He gave me a printout that told me why, the check marks, what was matching in my blood working labs that determined this particular diagnosis. So he gave me printouts about it, which I greatly appreciated because most doctors don't give you information. They just tell you this is what you got and send you out the door. You got to figure it out on your own. So he printed out all this information for me to understand what was going on and why he came to the decision he did. I said, okay, so now what? Now, okay, so it's lupus. So now what we do from here? What treatment we gonna do, how we start, what's the next step. So he said, I need you to come back and such, we're gonna start going over, treatment plans and stuff like that. The first treatment they gave me, it was not good. My lips and face swelled up. I had an allergic reaction to the so-called best treatment that they had on the market. And so I had a bad reaction to it. That didn't work. So we tried a lot of different things over the years. Quite a few I did have reactions to. I have done chemo treatments over the years as well. Non-radiation chemo, but chemo nonetheless. Different biologic infusions. Some took 8 hours. Some required me to be in the hospital overnight for the treatment because it was so long. Gosh, I've been in the hospital so many times over the past decade, I don't even remember.
So where are you now?
Right now, I am on the other side. And when I say the other side, I mean 12 and a half years of my life, I was on disability, dealing with the different things back and forth in the hospital, dealing with this diagnosis in conjunction with some others. I too am the woman with the issue of blood. So for 12 years, I battled the issue with my blood in regards to having a low platelet count. That is the part of the blood that causes you to scab if you get cut. If your platelet levels are low and you get cut, you could bleed out. So as a woman dealing with our monthly, I would end up in the hospital every other month when it was that time for me. So I ended up being put on birth control. So at the time, me and my ex-husband were planning to try to have a baby, but then now I have to go on birth control. So couldn't do that. So I had started birth control to keep from being in the hospital, just when it's that time, And so dealt with that. Last year, 2021 actually, there was a treatment that came out specifically for lupus, 2 treatments that came out specifically for lupus. The first in over, I don't even know how many decades, I think about 2 decades or so. And one is called Safnello. I found the treatment because I'm connected with the Lupus Foundation and I get their emails. Once I seen this treatment, I read up on it a little bit and I called my doctor. I said, hey, have you heard of this? And he was like, no. I said, well, I want it. I want to try it. And I told him about it. He said, okay, well, I'll check into it, Chastity. We'll see what we can do. And he was able to get me started on the treatment last year. After I got started on that treatment last year, man, it's been a game changer. It's been a life changer. It has, it completely healed up a lot of scarring after I dealt with my hair falling out and having to accept the fact of getting it cut off. I had a lot of scabbing, sores due to the lupus that were caused and everything. And so they were very red and irritated most of the time, flaky. Even inside my ears, I had sores down inside my ears that were, oh God, they were horrible because you can't get to them and it hurt. It really was, it was bad in my ears. That was the worst part. But anyway, once I started this new treatment, it just healed up everything. And it was like, oh my God, And additionally, it has calmed down the blood disorder as well. So basically, the lupus was attacking platelets, which is something that we have to have. But lupus is a disease that can cause the body to attack itself. it doesn't recognize the good and bad antibodies that we have to have. It can attack whatever it feels like attacking anytime. So it was attacking something I needed. But now with this new drug, it has calmed everything down. And so I'm just grateful. I'm excited. I'm grateful. I gave up my disability last year. I told them they can have that little check. I want to go back to work. I want my 401k. Now that I understand the importance of 401k and how it works, I'd rather make my money. I don't want a check like that. No offense to anybody who wants, if that's what you need to do in a season, then by all means take advantage of it, because I will say that God used that season of disability to change my life. I was able to get debt free. I got a bathroom built on my house from the vocational rehab for free. My student loan debt was paid due to disability. Over $22,000 they covered of student loan debt for me during that season. And I mean, even with Iris, owed Iris some money, and so me and her good now. Okay, but all of it was because of the disability. God allowed me to use that season to prepare me for this season, and I was able to get debt free, and moving forward and everything. I don't have to carry the financial baggage and struggle of what I was going through anymore, and I'm just grateful. I'm finally working a full-time job after 12 and a half years. I've been on my job about a year and a half now. I love what I do, and I'm just ready for what's next.
So what do you expect from me? But when we were in there, we were talking, I said, there was a statement you made, and you said, regardless, you are going to be smiling anyway.
I'm going to smile either way. I trust the gifts that God gives us, and when he places something in us, when we're confident in him in doing it, I have full confidence that you would be able to achieve it for me, based off of your connection with him. And I know that he wants what's best for me. So I know if that's what the case, he's going to use you to do it. So I trust the God in me and you and how he connects us. So I'm okay with that. And whatever happens, I'm going to smile either way. I'm here. I'm blessed. I ain't been in the hospital in about 2-3 years now. I'm living my best life, okay? I'm just getting started. So I'm in the phase of my life where he is restoring the years that the cankerworm and palmer worms tried to steal from me. I'm getting it all back. I'm getting it all back.
And what I told you in there is, your smile alone is enough. You are beautiful. I mean it. I'm not just saying that to say that.
Yeah, I'm getting it all back. I'm traveling. I've been traveling by myself. My family think I'm crazy. I'm not waiting on nobody no more. If I gotta buy me a plane ticket and go to Kalamazoo by myself, I will, because I trust that I'm going with my angels and that God is gonna cover me wherever I go. So that's where I am.
I'm ready to take this journey with you.
I'm in the season of restoration.
There we go. There we go.